Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss the market rebound, whether or not the bull market is back. We're going to talk about some meme coin runners over the weekend. Clemente hit some dingers on the timelines. We see a little bit of life out of the meme coin market. We're going to talk about some interesting news regarding NFTs coming out of crypto task force lead Hester Pierce. I'm hanging out this morning with Easy and Signal. How you guys feeling today, Sig? It's been a week. How you feeling?
It's feeling good, man. It's feeling good. I always love it. I always love that you always play Kanye, even though like he, not meant to say his name at the moment. It's like, shh. I have him on noties, and he is the most intense person to have on noties. I'm like, I don't know what frequency this man is on, but the fact that I get that energy at like my morning and that's his night. I'm always like, whew. Anyway, you can't blame him, man. He still writes amazing music, but whatever. No, it's good, man. It's good. Markets are up. I'm feeling good. They're doing exactly what I thought they would do. I am so chill about Trump's tariffs. I feel like I have the cards. I've got the cards. I'm feeling really good going into this period. Interested to see where we go between now and summer. I don't like aubergine season. It's like, so you don't call them aubergines. You call them, what do you call an aubergine in US? Eggplant season. Thank you. I don't like eggplant season. Nothing happens for like June, July, August. Markets just consolidate and chop. So I think there's going to be a really interesting period between March and coming down to sort of like the end of June. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. Easy. How you feeling this morning?
I've been sick.
Oh no, I saw you were sick. You still feeling it?
A little bit, not as bad, but was definitely sick yesterday. I didn't leave the couch. Yeah, I was at GDC last week. I think I just got like a nasty head cold following it.
Yeah, conference.
Easy's normally like the one who's like in the morning, and now you sound bad, man. You sound bad. You need to get some Lemsip.
No. I've been ripping NyQuil and DayQuil for like 3 days, and I'm like never sick, like ever. The one time I leave Florida too, it's like now I'm just sick as shit. I came back, I was like, oh, I feel terrible.
Every time you go to like the West Coast, you're like, this sucks, and now I'm sick.
Yeah, bro, the time zone's terrible. I come back and I'm like, well, this is even worse. Like now on top of the time zone being terrible and like ruining my routine and like everything about it, I'm like, man, I feel awful. But like I saw the positive was like, obviously I'm still clicking a little bit, not nearly as much. Bought and sold routine at 50K market cap. So that was great. Left 1,000 SOL on the table. Saw another thing last night that I ended up doing pretty well on, which was like BBL sheep was the ticker. It's a sheep with big butt cheeks. And saw that at like 40K and it ran to 980K. So like, it feels good to still be like, okay, I still got it. Like I definitely still got it. And still paper handling it aggressively. But the big thing is like, even as the market starts to turn, being able to find those entries is like the biggest part. Still getting cooked. Was left an ETH short open way too long. So we lost like $2,000 on that. But still, we're still up 5x. Just wish it was 7.
Speaking of which, if you could bring that up, today's show is brought to you in partnership with DYDX. We just had some exciting news out of their foundation. This proposal has been hanging out for a while, just finally passed. I'm going to steal from you before you go. I just want to mention that they just passed a proposal to start diverting platform fees to token buyback. So if you're a DYDX token holder, this is good news for you. This thing passed 90% to 0% essentially on the S, with 9% of voters abstaining. So everyone seemed to be on board with this. Basically, 25% of platform fees are going to be going to a DAO that is going to TWAP buy back the DYDX token. So a little bit of buy pressure and additional utility on the DYDX token. Awesome to see. I'm sure this was, I know that this has been talked about for a while, and it's great to see they finally got it across the line. I'm going to throw it back to you, Easy, here. I want to see what our account looks like. It sounds like you just basically just took 2K away from us, huh? You're muted.
You're muted, Easy.
We left an ETH short open way too long. It happens. Yeah. You're not going to bet 100% unless you're me in March Madness, and then you just don't lose. But that's besides the point. Yeah, so you can see we sold here and cut the loss here. So we would have actually probably been liquidated here. I think my liquidation was like 2,100. So cut that, thankfully, I guess. Market seems to really like what we're seeing from like the tariff situation. Do we get 151?
Yeah, what's going on
it's tough to say. Right, they're lowering the scope of it. So like instead of putting tariffs on everything, now instead they're limiting what they put the tariffs on. So it's like much less of a scope. I don't know. We'll see. Market seems to like it. All in all, I don't know how to feel about it. I'm like, we still haven't we have shown some upward price action across the board, which is good. I like Sol. I do like Sol here at 143, but it's like, do I want to rip along? Yeah, let's go long. Like, do I want to?
I love it. I mean, you're talking this morning, you're like, hey, 152 is at next level, and if we break that 180 something, you're saying?
Yeah, 152 seems good. So we'll get in here. We're long at the moment. Let's see how it does. Long to like 150. Hopefully we get it. I'd probably cut around like 136 if we break back down in that range.
Hopefully today's not a fake out. It felt like the trend was breaking. I went long last night. I think I rolled over at like, or my daughter woke up or something. I like took my phone in there and she was like falling asleep, and I threw a long in on Bitcoin around, I think like 85 or 86. It just felt like a little different this week. We didn't see like the massive Sunday dump that we had going into the week. We saw inflows all week last week, and then the S&P is looking good pre-market now. So it just feels a little different. Like maybe we're turning a corner. Maybe this is just hopium. Maybe it's not. But Clemente, welcome to the show. I saw you were touching some balls this weekend. How'd that go?
It went well. I was frustrated this weekend because every single trade I made in the trenches did like a 15x since I sold. I missed the LeBron frickin' song token that I've been wanting.
LeBron
So,
James.
I'm not doing too well, Ray. But
Weren't you in that? Weren't you already in that?
no, there was a different one that was even better.
No.
There was like a LeBronify, which basically was like a Spotify for LeBron songs. Nailed it, of course. I also went back and forth with a few people on Twitter saying like, "Oh, the trenches are back! The trenches!" The trenches have literally they were never gone. But what it does mean is that people are gambling addicts are back on Solana and willing to bid up random bullshit. We saw this like Trump picture, this Trump painting. What did I go to? Easy 9 million?
No, more. 12,
14.
I think.
That shows me that like people are just degenerate gamblers are back. There's money to be made.
It took 90 minutes for it to go from launch to 14 mil.
That's like, ridiculous.
That took routine 2 days, and that took pre's a week.
To me, that makes me want to buy routine. That makes you want to buy routine. If
isn't the shelf life done on that though?
I thought it was, but it just keeps going. Everyone's posting their morning routines now. I mean, it has more of a shelf life than
multiple times.
It has more of a shelf life than President. What was it? President? Like, it's at 43 million?
No, it's not the right one.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, I'm pulling it up.
Can you just share this? Like, Donald. That's what it is.
That's
okay, you're just flexing your P&L on us.
Oh,
too?
Nice. Sick. $480.
Nice, Ray. You made $40. Cool, dude.
Top blast of that. 8 mil, sold it at 12.
Enjoy the Outback Steakhouse dinner, Ray.
I actually got Texas Roadhouse dinner last night. That was delicious.
Dude, the best buns, the best rolls on the entire market. Bar
so
none.
Good. We did takeout, so like you don't get unlimited where you just stuff your face with them and then you can't even eat your meal. But yeah, they're
I go to Texas Roadhouse and get 24 rolls to go. All right.
I really don't doubt it.
Wait, what? Easy. I thought you were on this like fitness routine where you're posting on Twitter that you're down on your calories.
Texas Roadhouse. If the lady says she wants to, I'm not going to say no. Okay. So
fair
don't blame me.
Man.
It's her fault.
Okay.
You guys
We've got a lot to talk about. I want to dive deeper into the meme coin stuff. So why don't we kick off the weather report here, and then we'll get a little get deeper into it because I think there's a lot to talk about and unpack with meme coins right now. Sig, take it away.
Absolutely, Ray. Yeah, let's get into this on Monday, March 24th. Looking at that crypto roundup, the majors, they've just been surging, led by Solana with Bitcoin over 87,000, Ethereum approaching 2,100, and Solana at $142. Over the past weekend, the top three stories. Well, firstly, the market has bounced as the S&P ended a 4-week just losing streak. It's now up 1% in pre-market trading. Also, BTC ETFs recorded net inflows each day last week, totaling over 744 million. Ethereum ETFs did not fare so well and saw 5 days of net outflows totaling 100 million. Next up, Bo Hines, the executive director for the Presidential Council for Digital Assets, stated that the government is exploring all creative ways to add Bitcoin by budget neutral means. He specifically said that selling gold for Bitcoin is on the table. And then lastly, finally, PO's favorite company, MicroStrategy, purchases additional Bitcoin for the second week in a row. They spent $584 million to purchase over 6,000 Bitcoin at an average price of $84,500. They now hold over 506,000 Bitcoin on their way to 1 million, of course. That is all for the weather report. It is back to you folks in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Signal. We're seeing some good things out of the market. Easy, you broke into it briefly before we started. How are you feeling like overall? Are you like a little nervous? You think this could just be a blip on the radar? Do you think it's the beginning of something bigger? Is my thought.
I like it. I mean, I like the price action here. We flipped a bunch of previous resistances as we opened, which is good. Like, even if you don't believe in TA, the Fed this week acknowledged the word recession, which is like the biggest thing. As soon as they acknowledge it, usually that means it's behind us. And that's always been like the believer that I've been in. And I thought we'd go lower. I mean, in the back of my head, I'm still like, we could. I still want to think May is where like we finally completely bottom out and go higher, but that's probably just like my I want to be right bias, which like you don't always get. Overall, though, it's like the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this feels good. Tariff situation slowing down. War in Ukraine news is coming out for ceasefires. You have positive news across the board when it comes to like on-chain metrics. So ETF inflows heating up. You see a lot of these VCs messaging about how like people are calling it a bear market, but VC funds have been frothy, which is like over the top. People are wanting to deploy capital. Are you eating a hard-boiled egg over there?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, man.
Just popped in a hard-boiled egg. Just classic. Love to see it.
I found eggs again. So
Yeah, well, those are tanking in price. If you went long the egg market at $10 an egg, you're down like 700%.
No. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's all good. Just keep eating your eggs. I'm looking at DEX volume here, Easy. It doesn't seem like we're seeing a ton of on-chain like recovery yet. You were talking about VCs, and I did see like a decent amount of like bullish news on VCs coming in. But in terms of on-chain volume, it's like we're approaching like new lows.
I mean, yeah. Like I looked at this morning, like the pump fund data too, and it's like new wallets aren't increasing, which isn't terribly surprising, but that just means that a lot of people have been sidelined, like liquidity has been sitting. I think the DEX volume is like imperative to on-chain activity, and that doesn't have to increase for quote like a we're so back moment. It's a good metric to have for new inflows, but all in all, I do think there's like still positives happening from traditional finance, which is bigger.
There's massive positives happening from traditional finance. It's absolutely wild. Easy. I'm on the same page as you. I think the whole like recession conversation that's happening right now is just complete fake out. We're just going through the ordinary business cycle, nothing to worry about there. The whole market is just completely sensitive to what Trump is saying. And unfortunately, that makes it a very extremely volatile market. It's extremely difficult market to trade. If you talk to professionals like who are working on Wall Street, they'll tell you this market is very hard to trade because of the volatility, that the fact that sometimes tariffs are there, sometimes not. Basically, we're all at the helm of what Trump is saying, which is why it's so difficult to be able to making alpha. But another thing as well is that looking at this on the Memecoin side of things, it feels like, oh, stop it, Easy, with your incessant keyboard clacking. It's giving me a headache every week. What are they saying on the Memecoin side of things? Completely lost my train of thought, and that's what he tries to do to people. He tries to derail them. I was going to say, I think when looking at the on-chain activity, there's probably an immense amount of sideline capital, just because I think people, you don't have to catch the bottom, and you don't also have to like stay in the trenches all the entire time. I think there's going to be plenty of people out there who are just waiting for like the action to come back in a stronger way, and for it to be a clear upward trend, rather than just trying to like catch the bottom. It might be a fake out, might not be, and then essentially end up losing lots of money when you could have just waited. That was my point. So I completely lost my trail of this He's like just
This
incessant
is launching
typing.
nuclear missiles.
He's like, yeah, even launching looking missile, writing like a goddamn New York Times bestseller. I don't know which one.
Oh man, that's crazy. Clemente, I want to talk to you. I need a Clemente meme recap on what's going on here. I like Sol routine. I don't understand it. I saw Saratoga. I don't understand it. What's going on with these memes? How are you identifying them? And like, what are they? And like, what were the runners this weekend essentially?
So the morning routine was basically this guy who's been viral on regular like Instagram and TikTok for quite some time. He's someone that just records his morning routines, and they're just the most ridiculous thing ever. But it went viral on Twitter this weekend. His morning routine video was the most watched video on Twitter ever. 679 million views, and it spawned like basically like a viral, like it was just the most viral thing that's happened on Twitter. And it was basically reminiscent of Please, because the common thing between the morning routine and Please is these are two memes that were natively born on Twitter, right? It wasn't like a TikTok trend that got picked up like Chill Guy, right? Chill Guy was a TikTok trend that migrated to Twitter. But all in all, it kind of spawned a return back to like internet memes. So routine for quite some time, like for hours, Easy. I mean, Easy was in on it early. This thing was sitting at like sub 500K for hours. So you had a chance to get in on it. And you're seeing kind of you're gonna have to go to the 30 second if you want to see that. So whatever, 30 minutes, an hour, it was like you could have caught it for a really good price.
Clemente, do you think if he was fat and unattractive, it would run as hard?
No, it was the fact that he's very jacked, and you know, he was a physically like a Hercules looking dude. But yeah, I think this was just a viral kind of meme we saw play out, and it's caused a return back to like Twitter memes, or just bidding on like internet virality in general, right? Like we saw obviously this thing with Trump last night go up to 10 mil or whatever that was. We've seen like the pyramid token run to a couple million. We saw the what was the other one? Saratoga, the water, run to like 3 million. So it's I don't know if it's a bid here. I actually sold all of my routine at like 4 mil. And it's done another 3x since then. But seeing, I don't know, I kind of want to bid it again and see if it pulls another 2x from here.
Like, I want to say this meme's already been like done, like not even him. I feel like I've seen this before, this like routine video. Didn't Eric Wall do one of these when he was like beefing with Iggy Azalea way back when?
You're comparing Eric Wall to this guy?
Well, I'm just talking about like the style of the
Are
video,
you on the right audio?
Video, the ASMR like clip to all these different like actions. It's like that style for the routine video.
But it's
like
the fact that it was so extreme, Ray, that it's this guy who's like getting up at 3 in the morning.
He's in the air for 4 minutes, jumping off a diving board to in a pool. 4
He
minutes.
was in the air for 4 minutes. He has a girl walk up to him when he wakes up in the morning and bows to him, and then he has this water that he dunks his face in. Like the whole thing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's all of that. And then there's like,
what's the standing position right now?
I don't know. I got up and then my chair like slipped out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just like, if I saw it early, like I don't know if I would have went into it. Is like my thing. Like I don't know how. Maybe I'm just like
I bought
cooked
it and sold it at 50K and lost money.
That was the return of the meme coin market. Like literally that. We've been dead all this time. I've been adding Farcoin.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Farcoin's one of the best charts in crypto.
It's
one of the best charts. Farcoin, one of the best charts in crypto.
Oh yeah, I've just been adding, and I feel like adding a substantial amount is not a bad idea. I mean, it at least returns back to like whatever. It just looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, this looks great. I think that we talked about this last week where we looked at this and we looked at Pepe, looking at coins that have like gotten to that level and then have retraced. Like this could be doing like a Pepe fractal potentially where it gets to new all-time highs. I mean, obviously a lot of hopium baked in there, but it is kind of like looking very similar to the first run on Pepe.
I feel like having at least some like moderately uncomfortable amount in Farcoin is like a good place to be. Yeah, I feel underexposed, but my meme coin portfolio is continuing to like it is going up right now. We're seeing just such great price action right now. It's it feels like the bull market's back. I've been seeing like YouTubers projecting $500,000 crypto. You got Solana breaking out again from the 136 level, which it kept retesting. AVAX absolutely sending. Yeah, it's just everything's looking so good right now.
Can you bring up some charts and lines and like let me know what you're looking for on the upside in terms of like levels to break? Where
Upside? Well, I mean, dude, asking me to like call the top.
Give us the price. Where we're gonna be in a month? Chop. Yeah. Price prediction.
Would you rather me ask you where we're looking on the downside?
No. Just what are we looking at?
What are we looking at?
There we go. Well, Ray, thanks for asking. I mean, due to the fact that I have a line every $14 on Solana, whereas it's every 10 on ETH, makes me more of a genius visionary here. But for real, we did actually like aggressively test this line. Test it, reject right into the range. What's so crazy is how accurate these two levels have been. I like make fun of me all you want for this range, but this has been quite a nice sort of consolidation here. I'd be looking for Solana at 151 here to see if we can break through. I mean, really what you're looking for is more up around this range where we tested on. This was the Donald Trump pump that immediately like retraced. So that's up at like 180. It is more where I'm looking for. Like the question is did we bottom? That's the thing that you want to figure out. And overall vibes on the timeline right now just feel like, yeah, we totally bottomed. But I don't know. I'd said on, I guess, Friday, when Easy and I looked at the charts, we were like, we're 50% through this, which would bring, we were like, yeah, Solana down here.
What level's that?
81.92.
I don't think we've bottomed, Nick. Not from like a TA perspective, but just from, I feel like Trump needs to do a lot of reversing of the previous. He wants to do a lot of reversing of the previous administration, essentially put the economy through a little bit more pain. And I feel like he hasn't had that enough time yet. I think we're probably more likely to see that like banana zone everyone's talking about towards the end of the year. And I feel like there's still a bit more sort of like consolidation to come, but going down and then sort of staying in the lower range, perhaps. That's not like a TA thesis. I think that's just more from like a macro perspective.
I feel you on the vibes side of things. The thing that I would say is that I feel like when everybody else is looking one way, then I feel like that's when, like, no one is gonna, well, someone will time the bottom. Did you see this guy circulating over the past 24 hours? Let me see who I just followed him, and he follows me apparently. I'm gonna send him a message. Josh Mann, you see this guy who perfectly called the so this guy
is this the poem guy?
Yes.
The poem guy? Okay,
yeah,
we spoke about it last week.
Yeah. Well, all right. We don't need to discuss it again. But his price point is what, 444,000?
Yeah, he timed what 84K in March, essentially on whatever date for Bitcoin. Now he says 444
How far in advance was he when he called that?
pre-election.
All right,
Yeah,
so I
3
mean,
key
it's not
dates.
like it was like 10 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like he gave the exact date, which is pretty impressive. I mean, calling Bitcoin's price on an exact date 6 months out. Like, give me Bitcoin's price. What is this? 9/24. So give me Bitcoin's price. September 24th this year, Nick.
September what?
24th.
Oh man, September 24th. Yeah, I'll give it to you real quick. So, and I saw, you know, how the numbers, the
92, 92K, 92.5. We're just out of eggplant season, butts in seats, 92.5. Make a note of it, Ray.
What? I'm gonna
I'm
go
calling
with
the price 6 months from
September.
now.
I'm gonna go. So you need to get the number to add up to 3, 6, or 9 here. Somewhere around here, 120, 820, somewhere around this range is where I would draw it. Somewhere around here.
120.
Well, let's add that. That would add up to 3. Yeah, I like
128,
that.
20.
120,000. That would add up to 3.
Love this. Whew. Easy. Do you have an idea? Why don't we just take these all around, and I'll make a note to rehash these predictions in 3 months. Easy.
Give me
November is not 3 months from now, Ray.
It's
Sorry,
okay. He
6
tried
months,
his best.
6 months from now. September.
So for November, give me 90.
But you said
September.
September.
Oh, September, $116,408.
How are you coming in so close?
It's not that
What do you
close.
mean?
I said
Okay, we can go higher
120.
then.
He's like 119,99999.
Okay, so you want 120? Then fine. I want it higher than Nick. So give me $169,420.
69,420. Clemente,
Is
do
that
you have a
better,
do you have a guess?
Yeah.
I think we by the end of this November. I don't know about
September.
24th, 3 months or 6 months from now. This is what the Bitcoin poem guy predicted, and we said, that's easy.
145.
Oh man,
Where's that coming from? Can you walk us through that?
Where's your number coming from?
Because I'm a visionary. I had an exact methodology to which
They add up-
was.
they add up to 3.
Well, my thesis is that farmers plant and we're coming out of eggplant season, end of August, and it's butts in seats the end of September. So I'm saying 92K.
You're too low.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and increase mine. 127,795.84
All right.
on September.
24th.
No. September. I'm gonna go. What would 09/16/24 would end up giving us? 9, 10, 16, 18, 22 would end up being 4. So I need that to be a 3. So it's going to be on 9/15, 10, 15, 17, 21. There you go. 9/15/24. We will be at, what did I just say?
Well, you're making updates, and then you said 127,795.84.
This is so ridiculous. Yo, hey guys. Awesome segment. Let's throw around numbers for a random day.
No, I'm just telling you, you're not taking me seriously, dude.
I'm gonna go with all ones. 111 is my my 6 month prediction.
Dude,
I
the
think I
level
like
of
what Stic's
disrespect out of Clemente this morning is honestly insane.
I don't
to
know.
come in here and criticize my number like that, which was based in the like deepest level of science and experience, bro. I've been here for years.
I just hate that your segments get nothing but approval from Raymond, and when I say something, when I try to come up with a segment, they get shot on, and frankly it pisses me off a little bit. Ray just goes along with all the trash Nick segments.
Well, I feel like I fight with Nick more than anybody on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
All right, we got our 2025 September price targets in Signal 92.5. Nick 127.795.84. Easy 169K 420. Clemente 145K. Ray all ones 111 111. All bullish predictions from where we are right now. So hopefully we move our way up. Speaking of price targets, Arthur Hayes recently came out saying Bitcoin's going to hit 110K before retesting the 75K level. Interesting to bring that up. And we saw MicroStrategy purchase $584 million worth of Bitcoin, getting a good deal this time. 84,500 already up on that buy. They're over 500K Bitcoins total on their way to 1 million. One thing that's interesting that I think could be a big catalyst, we talked about this, and a lot of people were kind of like back and forth on whether this will happen, but Bo Hines, the executive director for the Presidential Council on Digital Assets, basically said, hey, like we can sell gold to buy Bitcoin. Do you think
they say the same thing 17 times, and on the 17th time, we're supposed to be like, wow, that's incredible.
Well, as of 2 weeks ago, we were like saying this wasn't going to happen. So like he said it for the first time. We speculated it, but somebody close to the president who's involved with this policymaking.
It wasn't speculated. It was literally, it's part of one of the bills that was created from Cynthia Lummis.
Maybe for the Senate bill, but I think he's talking about the reserve for the president. So like this is something entirely different. Cynthia Lummis is putting together the congressional act to like establish that, but there's also the president executive order for the stockpile. So there's a reserve and a stockpile. He's talking about the stockpile essentially, which we hadn't, like they're talking about budget neutral ways to add to that stockpile.
And the executive branch can just make that up?
Yeah.
Sorry. So how much capital do they have at their disposal to go and do something like this? And what's the process through which that occurs?
None. That's why they need to look for budget neutral ways to do this, aka sell gold, buy Bitcoin.
But how does so you're telling me the president is the one that makes a determination as to what we do with our gold reserve?
I don't know. But if they're exploring how this works from that angle, that makes me think that there's something that they can do regarding selling the gold for
these guys can say anything, and people like you, Ray, are going to come in and just be like, wow, that's genius. That's genius. Let me go buy some of it.
Yeah. No, Ray just eats it up. Ray falls for it every time. Just Bo's propaganda. Just eats it for breakfast.
Just slurping it up like Heinz ketchup. That Bo Heinz ketchup. There we go. Okay, sorry. I will not discuss any more stories that I don't have 100% clarity on.
What can we get Eduardo Armando Escobar on the show here? Sorry, it's Edward. My apologies, Edward. Eduardo would have been a good addition to that name. Eduardo.
Yo, can we get Eduardo Pablo Escobar?
Eduardo Armando Escobar. Can we get him on the show to discuss where is this $5 billion? Can you post that in the comment, Eduardo? Can you just post that in the comments?
All right, so we'll move on then. We won't talk about this. We saw the SEC Crypto Task Force. They held their first roundtable on Friday. Afterwards, Task Force lead Hester Pierce stated NFTs should be allowed to be used to raise capital. I think this provides a little bit of clarity on the NFT side in terms of securities law, in my opinion. It shows that the SEC isn't going to be taking action on raises coming from NFT land. This is interesting for things like Mega ETH, who had their soulbound NFT token raise at 1 ETH. Also for other maybe NFT companies that have like raised in the past, they don't have to fear like legislative action. Do you think we see some sort of NFT mint raise season coming on the back of legislation here? Is this going to be something that pushes us towards that or no?
We got the Wertheimer raising 20 mil in this week, I think. So, I mean, it looks like regardless of the Nick shaking his head, regardless of the legislation, he was going to do it either way.
Yeah. Nick, do you have any comments on the state of NFT fundraising and the SEC kind of saying, hey, it's okay?
Well, I don't know if she said that it's fully okay, but she said that they expect to have some like policy things. I saw an article that was referencing Flyfish Club and one other, and Stoner Cats. She said if we could provide some kind of framework, then that could be helpful. She didn't say, yeah, those guys, what they did was legal. Yeah, here Ray is just eating it up once again, dude. Like, you're coming out here. I'm going to be honest. It's a complete negligence the way that you're approaching relaying information on the show at this point in time. Because first you come out and you say, yeah, Trump's just going to buy $10 billion worth of stuff. And we got Eduardo, like,
Pablo,
you can have an NFT that's a tokenized security.
Pablo
and it could be
Escobar
structured
in
as
the
an NFT.
comments. First coming out here, a mafia member saying that he's just like that they can go spend $5 billion. And then we saw people that read this article. All she said was, yeah, that seems like a reasonable path to raise money, but we need to provide them with guidance. We need to give them policies.
Yeah, but I think I'm arguing that her being okay with this and saying, hey, we need to give them guidance is better and 180 degrees from, hey, like, we're going to be prosecuting these people who are launching these as securities. They're looking to provide guidance. I don't think they're going to attack these NFT companies raising money is my thought process here.
I'm going to agree with you on that front. There's a less chance of persecution, political persecution going on amongst NFT people. Look, as someone involved in NFTs, I feel pretty good. You know, that side is pretty good. But it would be nice to have clear guidance, and I don't think that using NFTs is a path to bypass securities laws.
Yeah,
but that's what, if you listen to your story, Ray, that's what you would think. That's what you would think. You would think, oh yeah, this is a great way to bypass security laws. Ray on the Daily Bone podcast told me, and a lot of NFT founders are going to say that. But yeah, let's just keep making up bullshit.
I never said that. I never said you could bypass security laws. I said there's not going to be coming after them because they're saying, hey, look, you can raise money with NFTs. Like, that's what they're saying.
I saw a comment here about the Taproot Wizards real quick, and I'm wondering, which of you are going to buy this? Right now, with everything pumping, seems like it would be a good move. The last week, I would have told you this is the dumbest thing ever. Where are we feeling today on this matter?
I'll mint tomorrow. I'll be minting.
If you're not minting it, you're an idiot. It's free money.
Did you get a allow list? Easy?
Nope.
I didn't make one of those dumbass videos.
Yeah, do I look like a sheep swimming in a wizard outfit?
I was like, you can't pay me $15,000 to make a video
My time's
like
more
that.
Valuable than $15,000 being spent.
You can't pay me 15 grand to do anything.
So the fact that you're like not interested, not minting, I mean, it's such a clear signal. It's such a bullish signal. And Commentate's video, I mean, that had me on the floor. That was so good. That was the best wizard shower. And I love the song that you used and the way you did the intro on the wall. That just had me hanging. Like, so he deserves to be on the list, and he deserves to make money for the effort that he put. And everyone should like know this is a clear bull run signal on this particular collection.
Are you minting tomorrow, Clemente?
If I can get Bitcoin to this wallet in time, it's literally 30 minutes. I need to send. I had my Bitcoin on Coinbase and
sorry,
Solana.
It's taking you 30 minutes. So you're 30 minutes into this process. The way you said it was as though you're like 6 days into this Bitcoin transfer.
Well, I'm going through getting Bitcoin to Bitcoin. If you're not using Coinbase is difficult. I gotta use okay, we're not playing.
Wait, sorry. So you are on the allow list?
I am on the allow list.
How did that happen?
It was an error, apparently, allegedly, but I got put on the allow list after a recheck-in with the team.
You're so wet walking around your apartment.
I soaked my apartment recording this. I soaked it. Like literally just drenched the entire floor. It was like a tsunami came through. And then I checked the allow list and it was just like, yeah, you're not on there. I was so pissed. I was like,
Dude's
dude,
like, man, just gave up my security deposit and I don't even get to
You also
give him
hit
another
me up and
16
you're like, hey, did
bands.
you get on? I was like, yeah, you must have been like that motherfucker.
yeah. Well, I think
Do
I
we
thought
know
it was
if Pio got on?
he's on. He's on. Yeah, but I gotta fund this wallet with 0.2.
Man, I feel for the people who did the showers like a year ago, because those people literally just got in the shower, did like this, and then thought they were going to get on the allow list. And now you've got like 1 year later, you got Clemente like walking around his apartment as a freaking rain cloud in a wizard suit, singing with with an original song written. Like the bar went up in 1 year. Like, I'm sorry, but the man deserves to be on the mint list. Sorry, the inscribed list. The inscribed list.
I think
So
this whole thing is fucking scam.
So
Oh,
with-
you know what, Nick? You're gonna be feeling it's even more of a scam when Clemente is up and it's a hideous amount of money. You're gonna be sitting there being like, ugh. And you know what that is? That's called karma.
Whoa. So I think long term these do cook. I think eventually Udi
Fucking
launches he launches a meme coin with these, or he launches OpCat, and he's going to create a Bitcoin meme coin. He's going to give supply to the wizards and the cats. I don't know when that'll be. I think long term these do bleed significantly. I don't know if they go below mint price, but it feels weird doing like a big NFT launch like this when it's not really NFT season yet and people don't feel rich. But I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting. I'm also very curious what's going to happen to the liquidity on Ordinals after that.
Well, if you think about it, the liquidity is already tapped right now, right? Everyone is funding mint wallets. So any selling that's happening has pretty much already happened that for mint wise. So like, if anything, it could flow back. I guess you have the argument of like secondary sales, people who aren't on the allow list, are that capital isn't locked yet. What's interesting to me though, I was looking at these quantum cats over the last week. I mean, they're back up to 0.13. These things dropped all the way down to 0.1. But they're up like, which is surprising considering like these were like the allow list for wizards. Like, why are these still pumping is my question. Like, do we think they're going to be like a beta on the wizards at this point, and wizards are just going to some astronomical number? Like, what's your high end price target on a Bitcoin or on a Taproot wizard, Clemente?
Less
6 or 7 Bitcoin.
No, I think long term, like by the end of the year, they hit 1 Bitcoin. But in the next week, my price target would be 0.45 to 0.5.
What?
Okay, that's pretty high.
They're being nicked. They're being priced right now at 0.35, 0.3.
Well,
Because
how are you getting that?
Two quantum cats give you a whitelist to mint at 0.1.
Not anymore.
They did.
They don't anymore.
Okay, so they were at 0.1 was the lowest they got. So it's valued at 0.3. So 0.4 would be my bullish price target for wizards.
It's like, yeah, my estimate, 3 Bitcoin, something like that. I'm on the allow list.
Easy. Would you prefer a Taproot wizard or a blue-eyed OMB?
I would prefer spot Solana.
Oh, come on, dude. Throw us a bone.
Spot Solana, he says.
I'm thinking of the other day. I was like, gosh, I should be buying some when everything was down bad, and I'm like, this is way too bearish right now.
Can you explain to me, since you're a trader, right? I'm not a trader with crypto. I can't do the majors. Explain to me the Ansem thought process, because he's been doom posting on Twitter for the last 30 days saying, oh, we're going Solana to $80, all of this stuff, Bitcoin to 60, or all these doom posts. He was sidelined. And then this morning he buys Solana at 142. Can you explain?
Excuse my French. Guy's retarded.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page there. Back over to you, Ray.
Wait, he bought this morning?
Yeah, or overnight.
I missed this. So he tweeted about this, but he went long Solana.
Yeah. I'm just like, dude, what are you doing?
Have you been
What time
following
did
his
this
price targets?
happen?
I haven't personally been following his charts lately. I feel like he's been pretty cooked.
Dude's washed. Dude might be washed.
Okay, he's tweeted so much I can't find his post. All right, actually, decent chart here in terms of his resistance, weekly open, some days high. I guess Easy answered this question.
It blew past all of his resistance. So it's like, yeah, now he's bullish because all of his stops just got blown out.
Just blown out.
Interesting.
Yeah, he just had his back blown out.
Okay.
So I mean, one thing that's interesting. I know that we're talking about. There's a lot of consensus on the timeline that we're back. Previously, there was a lot of consensus on the timeline that like, hey, 69 and 72K Bitcoin are like our price targets for like this retrace, and maybe we saw the extent of that retrace. We bottomed, and then the consensus wasn't able to enter in at their like absolute lows. Like that's another thought as well. When kind of looking at the shape of the market right now. That being said, we can move on. I'm gonna go through some quick hitters. If anything here jumps out at you that you would like to talk about, just raise your hand and we'll stick on it. But I want to go over some quick hitters that we saw over the course of the weekend and the last 24 hours. We saw Ethereum one-day revenue falling out of the top 20 for all protocols. We saw Backpack Exchange announcing season 1 of their rewards program. This is going to feature points. That's the Solana exchange that's closely tied with Mad Labs. We saw a suspected Binance employee profiting 6 figures trading BNB tokens over the weekend. Gcash, the largest mobile payment app in the Philippines, announced support for USDC. If you remember the Philippines, they were very big in the Axie Infinity space and gaming.
Love the Filipinos. Love them.
Yep. Mega ETH's public testnet goes live. If no one wants anything else, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Fidelity Solana fund registered in Delaware. Coinbase in talks to acquire the perps platform Deribit. This comes on the back of, I believe it was Binance. Did Binance make a big acquisition last week on another perps platform?
Easy's nodding his head, so I believe the answer is yes.
Yeah. And then Tornado Cash addresses are removed from the OFAC sanctions list. I saw some warnings on Twitter saying that the Tornado Cash front end website, however, is still exploited. So if you're using Tornado Cash, you want to be aware of that. Anything that jumps out there? Otherwise, I'm going to talk a little bit about Mega ETH and a potential opportunity there.
Mega ETH sounds interesting, right? I did see Andre Cronje. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Cronje, maybe. He was on the Wrecked Radio podcast. He's the founder of or co-founder of Sonic previously. I forget what it was called. Yeah. But he was talking about Mega ETH and basically how it's just this big, the way I'm not a technical guy, but he explained it as basically this big ass single validator that's just cracked. The reason why it's able to like handle all of these transactions all at once is it's not having to go through a bunch of different validators, and it's just going through this one core, just giga guy that's processing all of these bad boys at hyper speed. So that was interesting, but he basically discounted Mega ETH a little bit, which I thought was interesting. He's like, this is not even like a competition because like technologically it doesn't compare. But it seems like it's getting a lot of excitement.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about it. I think that there are like I don't know the inner workings of like how they achieve their TPS, but they're like basically boasting like faster than Solana TPS. And I was using their testnet yesterday evening. I was playing around with it, and I mean it's fast. It's as fast as Solana. But I think it's good to explore emerging markets potentially in this space. I think if you followed us going into Blast, going into some of these other things, it's interesting. So I just want to kind of highlight these every once in a while on the show.
Is this an L1 or is it an L2?
L2 on ETH.
L2 on ETH. Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. I think, yeah, I mean, I've seen that there was another L2 versus L1 conversation this weekend again about like Ethereum. Is there a world where ETH just has, Nick, you brought this up, I think last week, where ETH just becomes like this public good that people build on top of? But like if Mega ETH performs well or just dominates, that doesn't do anything for the L1. That doesn't do anything for ETH as a whole. If anything, Mega ETH is is taking market share from the Ethereum layer 1, right? Did
I use the word public good?
It was something like that. Yeah, like a research thing that you were like a research project, basically.
I was simply talking about blockchain engineers.
Uh-huh.
I was like, no one talks about this stuff because it's just not interesting. And I was talking about user experience. So, but I mean, it sounds like you weren't even listening to what I was saying at that point.
I mean, I brought it up a week later, so I think I was listening a good amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I believe,
this is
Mega ETH, I believe, is backed. It's not built by Vitalik, backed by Vitalik.
This looks like
So
the web design was done by the same people that did Friends with Benefits. Remember that network that cost $10,000 to join? It's a very nice website. Has a little bit of nifty portal style to it as well. What were you going to say, Ray?
Yeah, a little maybe the font style. The reason I bring it up is because I just want to give like a brief guide. I mean, testnet.megaeth.com. There's a faucet and there's also an app list. Easiest way is to go into the faucet with your EVM wallet. I use Rabby. And then they have an app list. And basically, I went into each of the apps that is not coming soon, signed up on my hot wallet, made sure that like I connected. If I needed to like interact at all, interact a little bit. I'm not expecting rewards from using testnet, but what I am expecting is potentially early access, preferred access from the individual apps. So if you're someone who has time, as opposed to capital, going into these testnets and getting into these dApps early and getting familiar could be a spot where you could eventually like capitalize token airdrops, just familiarity with how the ecosystem works in terms of early trading, et cetera, knowing where to swap, where to lend, buy, mint NFTs, there's like an AI launch pad, there's a token launch pad, there's some other interesting things as well here. So highly suggest checking that out if you're looking for emerging ecosystems. If you're somebody who likes exploring, generally one of the best ways and one of my most EV ways I've made money in the space is exploring new ecosystems. So I just wanted to highlight Mega ETH there as a potential stop to do that at.
Agree. I think there's a lot of different options for people right now, and the meme coin trench is coming back will only make it so there's less competition for things that require actual like thinking and like researching different things, specifically Mega ETH, Sonic, Kaido, Monad. So a lot of
Why are they doing it as an L2 though? I
haven't looked.
L2s are just an awful UX.
I mean, does the user even know they're on an L2? Like, is my thought process? Maybe they value having Ethereum as a settlement layer, and the user, they just abstract it away. The user doesn't know it's an L2. Like, why? Like, are you saying basically like liquidity?
How would they not know? How do they get their money there in the first place?
I mean, it's the same. I mean, L1 or L2, you're gonna have to get your money there.
Right. If you're going
to L1, you transfer it directly from like what you buy on Gemini, you buy Sol, you send it to your Solana wallet, you're done.
All right. You're talking about the bridging experience.
You buy Mega ETH, you send it to your Mega ETH wallet, and you're done. Like I'm assuming they're going to have tier 1 listings for this new chain. Is my thought process.
Why do you need? Wait, you can't use regular ETH. You got to use Mega.
No, ETH is the gas token. I mean, just buying ETH and sending it to Mega ETH. I think I misspoke.
Okay.
But Nick, it's not a case of hating all the L2s. You don't like the bridging experience to get to the L2. That's what is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I've never been on one that I don't have to bridge. I guess Base with Coinbase integration is the only one where that's possible at the moment. Like when I send Polygon to my ETH wallet from Gemini, it sends it on ETH, and then I have to bridge my Matic token over to Polygon. So like that's just a ridiculous user experience. What L2, Ray, have you been using that you're just like, yeah, I didn't even notice that I was on the L2? Give me a single moment where you didn't know that you were on the L2 because it was just that seamless.
I mean, at this point, I've been in this space for so long that it's basically the same as sending ETH from one wallet to another, the bridging experience.
I mean, you're smoking crack if that's the case. Even when I'm on
EVM, especially EVM is super easy to use. EVM is so simple to go across EVM chains. Like it's across two. It's literally the time it takes to make a transaction. It's in the new chain.
When I'm like on AVAX, and which is not an L2, it's an L1. But when I'm on AVAX and I still need to go through a bridge process, when I'm on AVAX and I get USDC, I got to swap it to ETH USDC, then send it into Gemini. What were you going to say, Clemente?
Oh, I guess you use exchanges, which is a different story. I use because I'm on Ray's side actually. When I go from AVAX to Solana, it takes me less than a minute. And I just use D Bridge or Wormhole, and it takes me. You just connect both of your wallets that you want on. You connect your Phantom, you connect your MetaMask, and then you just go. Here's what I have. I want USDC on AVAX, and I want Solana on Solana, or I want USDC on Solana.
Yeah. Angad coming at me hard in the comments saying you might be right, Nick, but calm down. Shut your mouth.
I haven't seen him before. He may be a new listener. You might need to welcome him to our show.
Hey, Angad.
That was the welcome.
You're a piece of shit. I can't believe, dude, to come after me in the comments like that, you're almost as bad as Ray.
I think we got some new commenters today. Also, Ty, I've never seen this PFP before, saying smoking crack dog. I think that's also a new listener. Welcome to the show. I'll be watching. Guys, if you're a new listener today, let us know in the comments. I think Connor Glenn.
Blade out here running his fucking mouth. Can't even believe it.
Yeah, that was an interesting eye contact. Nick, is it snowing over there in New York before we wrap? It looks. I think is this possibly the source of you seem a little high strung today.
It's cloudy. It's not snowing.
Got it.
You got some rain going down right now.
You're gonna come after me like that, dude?
The eye contact. We got a lot of new listeners today. Very interesting. Welcome, Phonics. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining. Up 00024.
Hooked on phonics. Just learning English. No wonder you're listening to this show. Because if you understood English, there's no fucking way you'd be listening, dude. Because you got Ray just lying. I mean, literally spends the morning. Hey, let's go through the list of news. And here's misinformation. Trump, our fearless leader. Mein Führer himself, Donald Trump.
On his second of 4 terms.
Dude, I did see some clip of Elon. I gotta mute Elon, dude. It's bad. It's still bad. He just keeps posting random political shit where I'm just like, dude, what are you
The only posts I want to see are what the truth is of these pyramids.
Whoa.
That's what I'm interested in, dude.
Got some
That's all I care
news.
about. How
Breaking
deep do the
news.
pyramids go?
Oh, I want to hear about that too. But Ray, wrong story. Wrong note there.
Sam Altman's world never can talk with Visa for stablecoin payments.
I thought you were gonna give us a really juicy story there, Ray.
Yo, Ray, I thought we were gonna get some alpha, dude. Sam Altman's bitch ass. Shit.
I mean, this is adoption. It's stable coins. It's not sexy, but the more you see this in major protocols, you're going to see adoption.
Boring.
All right, let's bring up some more misinformation on Twitter. Maybe this one will bore you a little bit less. We're gonna go to Beanie, expert source of truth here.
Beanie changed his punk.
You gotta put a top hat on. Bitcoin's adoption path. I don't know where this came from, so this is just right down the alley for me.
Here's where we are.
Yeah, 3% adoption. Basically, it's saying that Bitcoin is as 3% adoption. Maybe that's 3% of the world population is using Bitcoin or is an active or holder of Bitcoin. But looking at other major shifts in technology, this is the same level that online banking was in 1996, social media was in 2005, and the internet was in 1990. Do you think that this is where we are on the global adoption curve for Bitcoin?
Here's a random dot on a chart. I hope so. That'd be incredible. What is reading some of Pio's tweets this weekend? He's like, AI Bitcoin, the two greatest, like these are two completely different things.
I love it. I love it so much. There. Yeah, I saw one. I just saw the one where he was like
He's just
talking
going off
about.
this morning.
I loved the one that he was talking about Bitcoin. If you haven't 10x your net worth in the last 4 years, you've underperformed Bitcoin. And I'm just like, dude, that's if you full port Bitcoin.
This is Bitcoin.
Yeah, he's
right
on the
now.
he's
This
on the
one,
adoption.
This one.
This
I
one
love
right here.
this one.
Where I'm like, this is where we're at.
Dude, I love it.
What is that even? Like Bitcoin is going to become a smartphone?
No,
I mean, it's
he's
exactly
saying
the
that
chart I just showed you.
Technology of
adoption.
Bitcoin is going to evolve, I think.
It's funny. Him and Beanie, I guess, appear to be in agreement, which is a rare one.
Yeah, but Pio was way before him. Beanie only became like a perma Bitcoin bull, like I want to say in the last like 3 to 4 months. But I like Pio's analogy there of like, because for the people who had Nokia phones at the time, at the time it was the craze. Everyone played Snake. Snake was it. The Snake was like the best game ever. And it's like, it's so hard to think like that was the cultural zeitgeist of mobile phones at the time. I think it's an excellent analogy what Pio's put there. It is. You just kind of forget. I think we've all forgotten and we all like remember BlackBerry instead of Nokia, but it was a big thing.
You know the major difference though, Signal? Is you're talking about two things, and we can all agree, right? Those are cell phones, right?
Yeah.
There's a hard argument by PO that Bitcoin is not cryptocurrency. And that's the one thing that drives me absolutely bananas. It makes my brain angry.
It's so ridiculous.
He's
literally saying his name and he shall appear.
Michael Saylor calls it crypto. He literally calls it cryptocurrency. He says this is how I got into it.
Off right now, Nick.
Real quick though, there was something else that I was thinking about because I was this morning, and this is actual alpha ray. So like maybe listen up and you can actually understand the master for a moment. Like maybe get a little bit of insight after just dropping straight misinformation, like story after story. Let me just like lend me your ears for just a fucking moment. So this is not important. What we have on the screen. Make me the main. There we go. I deserve it. Thank God we got rid of. At least Ray's gone. So here's what I was thinking about this morning. Basically, I was like, did we have a similar corollary with gold, where there was like a group of people in government who were driving the gold adoption? And did individuals get rich as a result of the direct government purchases? And because I was like, that seems like the biggest thing is you have this corporate, this public-private overlap. And here was the answer. There was pushback. While some individuals likely benefited privately or through foreign holdings, there wasn't widespread public awareness of individuals getting rich from the gold shift at the time. The media narrative focused more on economic recovery and combating hoarding. However, there were so the media didn't seem to give a shit, but there were gold speculators and holders abroad, as well as smart investors. Some insiders and foreign governments profited.
Well, gold was around for so long, right? Like centuries, and it's been used as an asset for generations, owned by empires and by kings already, right?
All right.
Bitcoin was.
What's your point? What's your point?
Hey, thank you, Nick, for telling me that people owned gold in the past. B, thank you, Clemente, for telling me that gold is very old and is used as money.
Hold on, Clemente's comment was absurd.
No, it was not. No, it was not. How could people get it's been a part of government for so long.
Gold has been around for centuries, dating back to the years before Jesus himself. and people made jewelry, if you believe it or not. Art existed for centuries. Food, nourishment, water, all needs of humans. Education and storytelling has been around for years, and gold played a critical role at trading stations among the cavemen.
Can I ask real quick?
I think we've all missed your point, though. I think like we've all missed your point. Clemente's missed your point. Ray's missed your point. I've missed your point. What is your point?
Okay, so here was the point. Listen. The thing I was saying was, do we have a comparison? Like, is there a good comparison of like the cycle of gold adoption when the government was buying and accumulating gold? And
post-gold ETF, 1947.
No. I'm talking about before, like during the gold rush.
Oh yeah, the Great Pyramids of Giza's development, 2006
okay,
BC.
Dude.
No, Nick, but it's gold was used for
when I was the pyramids go 1 kilometer underground.
I'm not.
I understand that gold has been around for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. So why would people get rich off something so fast? It's been widely distributed for thousands of years.
Clemente,
because they weren't hoarding it the same way they are with
that we're finding in the world. There's not more Bitcoin.
They weren't hoarding it the same way that they are with Bitcoin. That's my main point.
A dragon horde with the gold underneath them.
There were people during the gold rush. When was the gold rush? Anybody?
Clemente.
There's an easy answer to this.
1885.
Have you heard of the 49ers? 1849, dude.
January 24th, 1848. So it began then, but many people attribute it to 49 because that's when like it really peaked. But the people who understand
San Francisco has a football team called the 49ers. My whole point is there were individuals accumulating it. This was like Bitcoin, and they were going in, and then the government creates a hoard of gold. So what was the journey of how the government began accumulating what is now worth trillions of dollars of gold? That involved the gold standard, which came later,
That
50 years later,
after after World War
1900s. The U.S. adopted a gold standard. Well, no, Bretton Woods is when we went back to the when we got off the gold standard, right?
Oh yes, right. Yeah.
But 1933, Roosevelt issued an order requiring all Americans to turn in their gold coins at a specific price that they bought the gold from the people. And that was $20 per ounce at the time. And then revalued gold to $35. They came in and they took the assets from the people.
They did. I do remember. Yeah, I read about that recently, Nick.
And all I'm saying is I was looking for parallels, similarities between what the U.S. government did and what they're doing right now. And the distinction, the reason that I'm trying to identify this is so crazy that a bunch of individuals are going to get fabulously wealthy off of this U.S. government policy. That said, anybody can go and buy it right now.
Literally, everyone could have, we, the people, have been front running Bitcoin since 2008. So it's a bit different from gold.
I've been doing it since the 90s.
No. What I mean,
what
I mean is that the opportunity to front run the institutions has been there since 2008, 2009, and it's still there. In fact, I think that opportunity is still heavily there, which is different from gold, because actually I don't think there's been any asset pretty much in history where there's been an opportunity for the people to accumulate it before the government.
Yeah. Well,
that's why it's not.
It feels different. I think that's the thing that just feels interesting this time, is that there's a bunch of us are like, we're going to get fucking rich. We're saying that Bitcoin is going to 5x in the next year. that Solana is gonna 6x in like in the next year, which is actually not really. If you look at why wouldn't you buy Bitcoin then? If and I'm curious, Easy, if we think that Solana is gonna hit $1,000 and Bitcoin is gonna hit $450,000, why wouldn't you just buy Bitcoin?
I think Solana outpaces.
So what's your top for Bitcoin this cycle?
160.
That's it?
Damn.
Yeah. I'm low. I'm like real
Sideline?
low on top.
You sideline dog?
Is there long cooking right now?
That reeks of
Yeah.
sideline to me. That
Sideline?
reeks.
Bitcoin just
Hoo-wee!
broke
You guys said
88.3. Highest since March 7th.
See,
So
like,
we're
I'm
almost
down to go Bitcoin
35.
for Bitcoin against you. Whoever wins, whoever has most Bitcoin currently right now, this
Hey,
second.
Clemente,
It's the other person's wallet.
send me your Bitcoin address. I'll send you a 0.1 of that Bitcoin for the NFT.
I
I'll
already took
de-risk
care
you.
of it.
I'll de-risk you.
Yeah, do
Oh, yeah,
it.
you
want to go in
Profits.
on the wizard? Nick, you want to go in on this wizard?
Oh,
You're
Nick, you don't have Wizard
gonna let
whitelist?
me?
You gotta do a video.
Sideline.
You gotta do a video.
Stinky sideliner.
Stinky.
I can smell
It's
the
like half of your
3,000
clap
miles
motion.
away.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for joining us on a wonderful Monday after a great weekend. We're pumping. We're having some fun here. You can catch us Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple. Watch us on YouTube. We want to thank DYDX, the premier perps platform. You can check them out. Pinned to the spaces, commented down below. Also in the comments of the YouTube, if you want to trade now, use our referral link, por favor. Like the space, retweet it, bookmark it, give us some love, and we'll see you again tomorrow.